Hello, welcome to the show. This is Quora QandA. Quora QandA is a video about this website called Quora.com over here, and what I do is I go to my Quora.com account over here, and I wait for people to ask me questions, and then I go through and I answer all the questions. So that is what we're gonna do. The questions are pretty much art related. So that's what this is. This is our Quora Q&A for artists. So if you're an artist, or you're just wondering about some things about what artists do, or if you're wondering about me and what I do as an artist, you might hear some things in this video. I'll try to keep things as clean as possible, so that way it's, you know, a wider audience across the board. All right. First question. All right, here we go. What are the best European comics? I am not very schooled on European comics as much as I want to be, because there are some really great artists over there in Europe that are really great comic artists. Maybe I should maybe this is my wake-up call to, you know, go check out some European comic artists, because usually I read manga, you know. I read a lot of manga, so you know, I'm looking to broaden my horizons a little bit, but you know, I'm gonna check it out at some point. I have heard good things about, what's the guy's name? He did Inkle. The guy, he's a really good artist. He also, his art inspired the video game Panzer Dragoon. God, what's his name? Oh jeez. He did some art for Akira at some point in Spider-Man. He used to do comics for Marvel Comics too. It's on the tip of my tongue. Jeez. I'm gonna come back to it. I'm gonna come back to it, and on the next video, I'm gonna tell y'all, and I'm gonna revisit this question because it's on the tip of my tongue. I remember the guy's name. He's a really great artist. He's I think he's dead now though, but he was a really great artist. He died recently. Recently to me is like 5 years ago. So I'm just like so far behind on things. Oh god. Okay. Now I gotta look now. See, I gotta look it up now. Okay, what was his name? What was his name? The artist for the Inkle. The Inkle. French. Who was the artist though? Jean Gerard, but he goes by another name. Mobius. That's the guy. Oh, finally! Oh my god, that was driving me crazy. Yeah, Mobius. Yeah, Mobius. I love his art. I love that guy's art. He has a lot of really he has a lot of really unique artwork and stuff like that. I really like a lot of his art. Even though I can't remember the guy's name to save my freaking life, I love his art. He's got a lot of really cool stuff. But yes, his art actually inspired the concept artist for Panzer Dragoon, that series that came out for the Sega Saturn. I used to have a Sega Saturn, by the way. Small fact about me. Yeah, I used to have a Sega Saturn, and I loved the hell out of it. I love that Sega Saturn. It was great. It didn't have as many games as the PS1, but you know. I'm getting off on a tangent here. I need to get back to the next question. Thank you, Billy Mohinder, for the question. I appreciate you, man. All right, that's the guy right there. Self-taught animator, dyslexic, comic fan, and maker. That's what's up. That's what's up. All right. Next question. What did you experience when you had a past life regression done? What did you experience when you had a past life regression done? I don't understand the question, Miranda K. I'm sorry. I think maybe, I don't know, maybe the question is formed differently and maybe I just don't understand. Maybe I just don't know enough about past life regression. Thank you, Miranda K. Sorry I can't answer your question. Sailor Saka studied at Stanford Middle School, graduated 2019. Sailor asked, how much money do comic artists make and comic writers, and what is the typical writing and drawing process? Oh my God, I could be here all day with that question. All right. First part of the question, how much money do comic artists make? If you work for Marvel or DC, the starting rate I think is like $90 for pencils and stuff like that. For pencils, it's like $90 per page starting out, I think. Don't quote me on that. All I know is how much I've made. When I did comic art, I did the pencils and the inks. And since I'm an indie comic artist, I was this is back when I did work for on Off Planet. This comic called Off Planet. And I did sequentials I did sequential work for one of the short stories for that, and I was paid $50 per page. It was a short story. It was called The Flame of Seven. Pretty interesting story. And it was I did the pencils and the inks for it, and I got paid $50 per page. That is the kind of going rate for indie artists. Some artists are different than others. For comic writers, I've never been paid to be a comic writer. I've been paid to be a comic artist, and I don't really get hired enough, honestly. If anyone is listening and or watching and you want to hire me to be a comic artist for you, let me know. I'm open for commissions. What is the typical writing and drawing process? Well, I'm going to go through that and I'm going to answer that as best as I can. This right here is a to-do list pad that I made over here. And usually I always draw thumbnails. I always draw thumbnails out so that way I get kind of an idea of what I want to do for a fight scene, and you know, I'll draw thumbnails for concepts for the comic and all that stuff, and I will see. I draw everything small, see, and that way I'll scan it into my computer, and then I will work on it in Clip Studio. I draw everything really small, so that way, I'm going to give you an example, okay? See, this right here, I'll split this up into a few sections, right? Bam. All right. Now this right here, that is a few pages. That's 1 page, 2 pages, 3 pages, and 4. That's 4 pages right there. And what I'll do is I'll draw everything in those 4 panels, each one of those pages. And then what I'll do is I'll take this and I'll put it into my scanner, and all the details and all that stuff, they will go into Clip Studio. When I scan into the scanner over here, boom, it goes into Clip Studio. I have over here, this is my Cintiq right here. I'll turn it on real quick so you can see. This is my Cintiq. And that is where I draw all my my pages on there and stuff like that. I'll take it over here, and then I will zoom in over here, zoom in real close, and then I'll detail everything a little more on there, you know. I'll add all the details, and then I'll add the inks, and then I'll add the lettering, and word bubbles, all that good stuff, special effects, onomatopoeias, all that good stuff. All on that Cintiq, and then some artists will take those pages and send them as PNGs, no TIF files, so that way, and we will work on them at. I work at 600 DPI. I scan it in, then I blow it up, and then I detail everything at 600 DPI. And then when I'm done with the page, I will shrink it down to 300 DPI, and that's dots per inch. And then what I will do is I will save that file as a TIF file at 300 DPI, and I'll send that off, and that is print ready to go. So that is my writing process. I pretty much do the same. For me, I write as I draw. I have a basic idea in my head of what I want to do, but I like to write out the dialogue as I go along. It's a lot more fun that way for me and stuff like that, you know. So but yeah, I'll write it down on my to-do list sometime, and you know, and then I'll work on it. I don't want to spend too much time on each question. I think that's the last part of the question. Thank you very much, Sailor Saka. I hope I answered your question. All right, next question is from Samantha Dilbeck, and she's a style advisor, Associates General, transfer expected 2020. Hey, you know what? I hope you make it. You know what? Keep up the good work. The question is, does American Idol skyrocket artists' careers? I don't know. I've never been to American Idol. I barely watch the show. If I watch it, it's because someone else is watching at the time, and I'll sit down and I'll watch it. I don't especially keep track of everything or call in to vote or do anything like that, so I'm not very up or keen on what's going on. I think it puts people on the map from what I've seen. Ruben Studdard, I remember that's one of the people that I think he did one album, and then he kind of just disappeared into the ether. It definitely puts people on the map. I'm not gonna say it doesn't help. I think it does put singers on the map, and they are out there for people to see. You know, yeah. I think it does help. It doesn't exactly skyrocket, but I think it does help. It can't help. It couldn't hurt to put your face out there a little bit, you know, on the TV. So yeah, I think it does help. I'm not gonna say it skyrockets because I really haven't seen anybody make money hand over fist with one of their albums. I just haven't seen it. I haven't heard anything about that. So yeah, there's that. Okay. Thank you for the question, Samantha Dilbeck. Next question. Here we go. Next question is what from RJ Stevens. He's owner operator at 2001 to present. I don't know what that means, but park and recreation from Utah State University. Pretty cool. Lives in Layton, Utah. That's what's up. RJ Stevens asks, what artist was handpicked by Billy Joel to do his moving out tour? I don't know how old you think I am, but I barely remember Billy Joel. I think my pops would probably know more than I would. I'm only 38, so, you know, I don't know, man. I mean, even though the kids call me an old man, I'm really not that old. I'm not old enough to know about Billy Joel. I think I was like in kindergarten when he was around, so I don't think I even know. Thank you for the question. Sorry I couldn't answer it. All right, thank you, RJ. This is from Peta Berg. I hope I pronounced your name right. And the question is, do you think social standards condition people to not be as artistic as they want to be? That is a really, 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 really good question. Do you think social standards condition people to not be as artistic as they want to be? I'm going to answer that right now. See, people have this connection with art, and the connection is that it's fun. You're just slapping around paint and you're doing finger painting. Even when you're in kindergarten, you're taught to finger paint, mess around with paint or whatever. You aren't really taught color theory when you're in kindergarten. You're not taught anatomy when you're in kindergarten. You're not taught to treat it as seriously as they treat numbers and letters. Teaching kids how to read and write and all that other and arithmetic, all that good stuff. It's not as seriously pounded into children as all that other stuff. When the reality of it is that art is very important. Art is everything that you see around you. Art is in that smartphone that you're looking at me at right now. Somebody drew that. Somebody made that phone. Somebody had a thought in their mind and they sketched it down on a pad with a piece of paper and a pencil, and then they took that thing into a computer and then they refined it into a final product. That was created by an artist. It was thought up by somebody in the higher ups, but you know what? That idea and thought went to the concept artist so that way they could take it to production and finalize the final product to put into your hands, that iPhone or Android that you have in your hands right now. You see this right here? This is Marta. You see this right here? I love this drink. Somebody designed this bottle at some point a long time ago, and they kept going with that same very design. An artist drew that. You see that logo? An artist drew this logo. Every single thing that you see around you is done by an artist, but yet somehow art is not treated as important as a brain surgeon, a rocket scientist, an astrophysicist. It isn't treated with the same respect as all that other stuff, regardless of the fact that society is molded and created by artists. It's broken down to its base. Oh, I'm going to get you some crayons so that way you can have some fun. It's not treated as respectfully as a scientist is treated. It's not respected or treated in the same way, and you know what? I think that's messed up. I think that if it's treated on the same par, like when somebody's like, there's a little joke going around that I've heard before. It's like, oh, my daughter, she wants to get a bachelor's degree in the arts, so I figured, might as well just throw my money in the trash. Like what? Like that's a really shitty thing to be joking about, Like art is so freaking easy, and there's people, and I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Art is very important to me, and I think that art is everything that you see around you. It's the most underrated job ever. I think, in my opinion, I think that art is the most underrated, underappreciated, and underpaid job ever. There was a time when oh god, I can't remember the guy's name anymore. Anyway, he was a director and special effects artist that worked on Life of Pi. I want to say the guy's name, but I can't even remember the guy's name. He was a director, and I think he talks shit about the concept, about the artist that worked on the Life of Pi, and oh my god, he just acted like, oh well, they got the easiest job in the world, And it's like I don't give them any credit at all for this movie. I did this all myself. And I'm just thinking, damn, that is a really fucked up thing to. Sorry, that's a messed up thing to say about artists. They pretty much made that movie. There are, I mean, aside from the director, the storyboard artist is over here doing every single frame that you see for that movie, and then they bring that to the director, and the director makes the final call on it. But the visuals for that movie were created by an artist, a storyboard artist. It's a really underappreciated job, a really low-paying job, and I think that it should be more respected. Uh, I can't tell you how many people hit me up on private message and try to get free work out of me. They do. I can't tell you how many times I have to turn them down, and I hate turning them down because that could have been a chance to make money. It does something to you. It does something to you, and you gotta stick to your guns. If you're an artist, stick to your guns. Your price list is the price list, and don't waver on it at all. Don't waver on it. My price list is $150 grayscale and $300 full color. If somebody says, "Well, that's a lot of money," I'm like, "Hey, save up, bro." Well, I don't know what else to tell you. That's it. Stick to your guns. Stick to your guns. Oh my god, this question really it kind of got away from me. All right. Sorry for the obscenities. I get real passionate about it. Okay. So the question was, do you think social standards condition people to not be as artistic as they want to be? Money, underappreciation, all that gets in the way. I think that there will be a lot more artists if people didn't beat them down so much with trying to get something free out of everybody. Anyways, thank you for the question, Peter. I gotta move on to the next one. Sagan Blake, I'll figure this out eventually. Lives in the United States, 2001 to present. And Sagan's question is, do you ever throw out your old sketchbooks? I plan to keep mine forever, but they're piling up. Thank you for the question. The answer to your question is, I keep my sketchbooks. They're all up there. All my sketchbooks are up there. Actually, you know, oh, hold on. Let me go get them because they're over here. All my sketchbooks. All right, I'm gonna take down my cap. Okay. Yep. I keep my sketchbooks here. This is like a little bit of them right here. These are all my sketchbooks, all piled up, all my old stuff. This is my Batman. I sketched it out and then scanned it into the computer, and then I digitally painted it a while back. I've done this drawing over and over again. It was supposed to be Mr. Freeze being locked up by Batman, and his wife is in the cryogenic chamber. It's an old drawing. This is the cover art for my manga Eternal. I've kept this around. Yeah, I keep it. There's a little bit of a back and forth between artists, traditional and digital, on Facebook, and it's always like, oh, you know, digital is the new way, and traditional is out the door, and all this other stuff, and to that I think, you know, you everybody's got to start off with traditional. Everybody, you got to revisit it every once in a while. It's like it's like a girlfriend that you haven't seen in forever, and you just gotta get back in touch with her, you know. And that's the only way you're gonna make a successful long distance relationship, man. You gotta get back in touch with her, and you gotta, you know, finesse her a little bit and all that good stuff, you know. So yeah, you gotta get back to traditional eventually. These are all my old sketches. This is one I did for somebody. It's supposed to be a Monkey King type character. That's that one. Oh man, okay. What is this? Oh, this is my now this is really old stuff right here, okay? This is Eternal back then. A long time ago. Oh my god, I do not draw like this anymore. That's Sierra and that's Theodora. And this is them in the limo. This is a long time ago. This is before I started working on the comic. This is really old stuff. Oh my god. I think I must have just got out of I think this is like after I got out of high school. I think maybe a little bit while I was in high school. Oh man. These are yeah. I mean, I'm 38 right now. And oh my god, look at this. I mean, you gotta keep your sketches, because you know what, you gotta be able to see how far you've come. You know, it's fun to see that. It's fun to see how far you've come, and it's also it builds your drive up. You know, because it makes you think, God, I am stuck. I don't know where to go. I wish I could get past this hump. I'm gonna take a look back and see if I'm going anywhere with this. And you do go somewhere with this. This is another one that I did. Oh my god. It's so bad. And then when you look back at your art, you're just thinking, oh my god, I sucked. I was bad. I wasn't any good. Anyway, it's good to keep them around. I keep them up on my shelf over there, and the reason why I keep it up there is because, well, it's out of the way. It's gonna build up on you, so keep it in a section where it's out of the way. You won't bump into it, but it's accessible, so you can reach for it and look real quick, and you're like, damn, that was horrible. I'm a little better now, you know. So you just like, oh, it builds you up and it keeps you going. So it's always good to look back to it's always good to take a look back, you know, smell the roses, as it were. Thank you for the question, Sagan. It was fun revisiting that. So if they pile up, yeah, just keep them in the air somewhere where it won't be in the way, you know. Okay, here we go. Here is the next question. RJ Stevens. RJ Stevens, owner and operator, 2001. I feel like I have talked to you before. Okay. Which country recording artist had a smash hit through the years? My father likes country. My pops likes country, and he can't stop listening to Garth Brooks. So I guess Garth Brooks is a country recording artist that has smash hits through the years. That's the only one that I know because he's always playing. He's always playing his music. I love coffee. Okay. Thank you for the question, RJ. I'm a hip hop fan, so I probably am not the most skilled person in the world to be asking this question to, but thank you very much for the question. Billy Vahinder asks, what is the most emotional graphic novel or comic book that you have read? The most emotional graphic novel or comic book that you have read? I would have to say Battle Angel Alita Last Order. I don't know which book it was, but there was a scene where there was this guy and he was hunting down this kid in an alleyway, and Alita saved him. Okay, I mean the kid. He saved the kid from this guy who was hunting the kid down, and he asked her where his mother and father were, and the kid was kind of like a mute. He couldn't speak or whatever. But then Alita, she took him to the police station, and then when she met up with the Queen of Mars, I think she was the Queen of Mars, I want to say, she said, yeah, I just had a run-in with this kid, and I took him to the cops, and this character, I want to say Zazie, her name is Zazie, and she grabbed her up like this. She was like, you did what? And she was like, do you know what the police do to children? And she was like, protect them? She was like, no, they sell them all to the highest bidder. And she was like, oh my God, what I do? So they went back to the cops, and the Queen of Mars tried to buy all the kids that the police had in their possession, and the police robot said they are in the battlefield over here, and they're in their exercises. And Zazie was like, Jesus Christ, they're in the battlefield, and the Princess of Mars was like, well, what's the big deal? They're doing exercises. And Zazie's like, no, they have guns. They're killing each other in the battlefield. So they go over there to the battlefield, and they go try to get the kids. And when they get over the hill to go get the kids so that way they can, the Princess of Mars can buy them, all the kids are dead. All the kids are dead. They all fucking killed each other. I'm sorry. They all killed each other. So that was pretty sad. That was pretty sad. Alita got pissed off, and she killed the guy that was running the whole thing. And he wound up being mental illness in her head, and she kept remembering him throughout the comic. It's a really good comic. I'm glad that Battle Angel Alita got a movie. It's a really good story. They have a lot of great stories and a lot of great characters. I love every single character in that book. Some are a little goofy, but I can't wait for the sequel to Battle Angel Alita, the one that James Cameron made. It's gonna be great. Yep, that's the most emotional graphic novel and comic book that I've read. It's Battle Angel Alita: Last Order. I have reached my 32-minute mark. Oh man, I lost track of time. Funny how time flies. Thank you for coming to visit me. I appreciate it, man. You guys are the best. Thank you to all 32 subscribers. I appreciate you. Thank you for watching me. I hope that I was able to impart some sort of knowledge that's going to help you improve in your artistic careers. I'm not exactly a shaman here. I'm not exactly Mr. Big. I'm not Mr. Moneybags or whatever. I'm not making money hand over fist as being an artist. But I like to impart what little knowledge that I do have to, aspiring artists. I think that, I think it's a worthwhile endeavor, whether you're trying to make money as an artist as a career, or even if it's for your own enjoyment, because art is is enjoyable, very enjoyable. Thank you for watching. If you came across my video and you'd like to see more, I'm gonna keep doing these Q&As. I'll try to answer the questions a little faster. If you're just coming across my video, please consider subscribing. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that little bell. I hear there's a bell somewhere, so hit the bell. That way you can get notified when I do new videos. I don't just do a Q question and answer. I do Speed Labs art. So I'll upload that. You'll get notified when I do that. I do Speed Labs art. I do question and answers like this. I do video gameplays. I need to get back on that because I am losing track and I need to get back on schedule. Definitely. I've been printing and binding my own books. My manga's name is called Eternal. And if you ever want to buy yourself a copy, private message me and I will send you. I will we'll work out the details. It's $12 per book and $3.50 shipping and handling within the United States. And that's it right there. If you want to support an indie comic artist on his own, I actually print these books. I print these books and bind them all in my office here by myself. So if you want to support some, and it's hand bound, each hand bound with love and determination. So if you want to support a indie comic artist, man, or an indie mangaka, you know, just you know, I appreciate you. Hit me up in private message if you want to buy one. If you want to subscribe to my channel, subscribe, comment. If you have questions, I might just answer your question on the next video. Hit that notification bell. I am out. I gotta cut my time now because I am 36 minutes in and I gotta call it a night. Thanks for hanging out with me. Hope you're having a great day, everybody. Take care. Peace.